Dear Maruf, we are live. The floor is yours.
Am I audible?
Miss Maru, thank you. Now you are audible.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to today's session of Women Ascension Community Outreach Series. It's truly pleasure to have you all joining us from all across the globe. My name is Maruf Hayat. I'm dedicated physiotherapist student from Gomal University, Pakistan. I recently completed an exchange semester at Wartburg College, Iowa, through a prestigious Global U Grad Pakistan program, where I strengthened my academic, leadership, and cross-cultural skills. I currently serve as a fellow in the Community Outreach Department at Women Ascension, where I work on strengthening community engagement, outreach programming, and mentorship support for young leaders. For those joining us for the first time, allow me to introduce our organization, Women Ascension. Women Ascension is a global nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering individuals, especially women, by fostering leadership development, driving meaningful impact, and promoting self-sustainability through inclusive and diverse platforms. Operating across 5 continents and reaching 134 countries, Women Ascension align its mission with United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. One of its most important, impactful initiatives is the 1 Million Leadership Program 2030, which aims to empower 1 million women worldwide by 2030. This initiative enhances women's leadership, improves quality of life, and promotes sustainable economic empowerment on global scale. This organization also anchors the Community Outreach Department, through which it connects with local communities, particularly the women and the vulnerable groups, by creating a greater access and awareness at the grassroots level. So today's session focuses on gender equality advocacy, exploring why gender equality is a foundational to social progress and how we can strengthen advocacy through mentorship, community engagement, partnership, and informed leadership. So, before we begin, it's my honor to introduce today's mentor and speaker, Ms. Gladness Muyaga. Ms. Gladness Muyaga is the Assistant Program Officer at Dignity Kwanzaa Community Solution, a leading organization in Tanzania working to protect the right of refugees, stateless individuals, and marginalized groups through legal assistance, community empowerment, and advocacy. She is deeply committed to advancing gender equality, strengthening legal awareness, and uplifting vulnerable women and girls through education, mentorship, and empowering initiatives. Her work reflects a strong passion for social justice, inclusive development, and dignity centered leadership. We are truly honored to have her with us today. Ms. Gladness, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Ms. Mahruk. Thank you so much. As the moderator said, my name is Gladness Muyaga, and I'm legal consultant and advisor on especially on women empowerment. Today presentation will based on gender equality advocacy, whereby gender-based violence in relation to sustainable development goals. And I'll be beginning to start with what is gender equality. We should know first what the gender equality is, because we cannot keen into sustainable development without knowing what is the gender equality is. That is which is our main topic for today. Gender equality can be narrated as the state of equal access to resource opportunity regardless to gender. It's considered a fundamental rights and foundation for peaceful and prosperous world. The gender equality involves dismantling or eliminating discrimination and violence against women and girls to ensure equal rights, treatment, empowering women and girls, which lead to the benefit for society as there's such economic growth and development. We need to first we need to understand that true gender equality goes beyond its numerical presentation. It's not a matter of how many numbers we got concerning the gender equality, how many women have been provided equal education? How many men or how many girls have been provided equal education or equal health rights? We need to know true gender equality goes beyond the numerical presentation and ensuring that women's voices and contribution are generally valued and influence decision making in the society. Also, there are some aspects of gender equality. We have different aspects of gender equality. In order for the gender equality to be called gender equality, there are some word gender equality. First, we need to understand the equal access. When we mean the equal access, it means having equal access to education. Women and girls have the right to access education, a good education, as far as men concerned. Also, we need to know that healthcare, equal access to healthcare, women and girls have the same right as men to access the healthcare. Decent work, women and girls need to have a decent work. They have the right to work, and not only right to work and to access the decent work, not all the access of other works, because other women in different society can have access to work, but that work can risk their life. So women need to have access to work, but it does have to be the decent work. And also presentation and economic decision making. They have to have their own decision making. They need to stand for themselves. They need to stand when it comes to the decision making. They need to stand and say what needs to be done for women and girls, what need not to be done for them. Also, we need to look at on the equal opportunities and the treatment and to ensure equal opportunity for employment and financial indeed, and an equal pay for equal work. Men and women should have equal value and should be according to the work that they have been done. Also concerning the empowerment. Empowerment is a key component of gender equality. Without empowering women and girls, the gender equality can be like singing to the dam. So we need to know that empowerment is a key component of the gender equality. As empowering women and girls contribute to the healthy and productive of families and community. There this saying say that when you empower women, you empower the whole community. We need to know that. So, by empowering women, we're empowering the whole society. They need to know that gender equality in the society is a key component. Also, disseminating or eliminating barriers. There's a different barriers in the society, which are the forms of discrimination to women and girls. It involves eliminating all forms of violence and discrimination, recognizing and valuing unpaid care work. When we say the unpaid care work, there are those social work at home, domestic work at home. Women are taking care of home. Women are taking care of the children. Those are unpaid work. You need to value that. We need to recognize those work which women are doing. And also ensuring equal protection under labor laws. So we need to look on our policy and regulation concerning the women. How are they protected by these policy and regulation? How labor laws are protecting women and young girls. Also, broader benefits. When we talk about the broader benefits, the society with a better gender equality tend to be more peaceful and prosperous. It drives economic growth, strengthen democracy, and enhancing social cohesion. Social cohesion is like a social relationship between people in the community. So when the gender equality is being better tended, that's meaning even the social relationship in the community between different tribes, between different group of social community in the society are in a good and better relation. Also, we need to understand that it's including inclusion over mere numbers. Achieving equality requires more than just increasing the number of women in a certain position. It requires culture shifting to ensure that their voices are heard, their contribution are valued. In some society, in some tribes, where cultures are being dominate women, that they are being dominated, they're being discriminating most of women and girls. There are some culture that most of the girls, they are supposed to get married at their early stage, early marriage. Like young girls are being forced to the early marriage due to most of the cultural norms in their society. And also concerning equal inheritance rights. There are some culture that are being demanding women and girls that they don't have a right to inherit anything concerning their maybe parents' inheritance or husband inheritance, because they are women, and all because you are a girl, you are not supposed to inherit that. You are not supposed to occupy the land because you are a woman. You cannot have that right. So in order to ensure inclusion, it's not about the numbers only. We have to ensure that equality be assured. Also, today, concerning the Sustainable Development Goals and in relation to the in relation to the gender equality, I've been given to speak about the 3 Sustainable Development SDG number 5, number 10, and 16. So we need to know first what the Sustainable Development Goals means. It's called to action to end poverty. The Sustainable Development Goals means to end poverty, to protect the earth, environment, and climate, and ensure that people everywhere can enjoy peace and prosperity. The Sustainable Development Goals has been established in Tanzania in April 2015 by Tanzania National CSO Platform. This SDG has a lot of goals which aim in eliminate poverty in the society. When we eliminate poverty in the society, the gender equality can be assured to be attended, because most of women and girls are being suffered to discrimination, to gender-based violence, only because of the poverty. They become dependent to men only because they don't have access to economic opportunities. So as for today, this session is going to key down on the 3 goals, which are SDG number 5, SDG number 10, and 16, whereby I'm going to narrate in brief and how that these goals intertwine with the gender-based violence in the society. Sorry. Also, the Sustainable Development Goal number 5 is concerning the gender equality, which is our main topic for today. These goals aim to end all forms of discrimination and violence against women and girls, while promoting their full participation in all levels of decision-making and leadership. The key target on this goal is to eliminate harmful practice like forced marriage. As I speak before, young girls are being forced to get married with the older men. You can imagine like a 13 years girl or a 12 years girl are being forced to get married with a 50 years man. That is impossible and discrimination. And the female genital mutilation, I don't know in other society or in other country, but most in African society, women undergo female genital mutilation, which sometimes can cause death. Because when a woman being tended to undergo female genital mutilation, it can cause too much bleeding, tension, and consciousness sometimes. So this can even make them feel less of the confidence, because it's like their womanhood have been cut off and all that. So ensuring equal access to education, equal to education and healthcare, and secure equal rights to economic resource. When we say secure equal rights to economic resource, here we mean to tell that women and girls have the right to access equal opportunity on the aspect of economic resource, like business, to own a business, to own a land, to involve themselves in any vocational training, like a business training, entrepreneurship trainings, they need to have the access to that. When gender equality has been preserved, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. When gender equality has been preserved and implemented in the society, this will eliminate GBV issue in the society. Gender-based violence will be eliminated in the society because most of women and girls face GBV in the society due to the lack of gender equality. Women and girls have been seen as a dependent and worthless human being in many African society. Most GBV incidents has been happening due to the harmful cultural practice in the society, like forced marriage, no education to girls and women, and female genital mutilation. When I came out to the Sustainable Development Goal number 10, which is say reduce inequality. These goals aim to advocate on reducing inequality for both within and among countries through action like a promoting income growth for the bottom of 40% of the population in Africa and any discrimination and ensuring equal opportunity for all. When I say for all, like men, women, and young girls. The key target here is to address issue of social, economic, and political inclusion by advocating fair policy and practice to everyone thrive. When we say on the political inclusion, it's meaning even women and young girls are being allowed to involve in the decision making concerning political issues. By advocating concerning the elimination and reducing of inequality, it might bring awareness to the community and it might cause to the result of ending GBV against women and girls, Vogue in bracket, in many societies, especially to the grassroots level. Because when we talk about GBV issues and inequality, most of the people who are suffering are those who are in grassroots level, rural area, village areas are the ones who are suffering the most. Though we are not saying that in the urban area, people are not suffering concerning the GBV issue, they are suffering, but in the urban area, people have awareness. But when it comes to the grassroots level, to the rural level, most of women and girls don't have awareness concerning their right and also concerning the issue of GBV that is against their right as a human being. Also, I'll be speaking concerning the last SDG, which is Sustainable Development Goal 16, which is talking about peace. Yeah, which is talking about peace, justice, and strong institution. We said that this goal aiming advocating and reducing inequality by creating peaceful society, a society where the justice is prevail, a society where there's inclusive society through effective institution, where when we say effective institution, there are some organization, government agent, where I stand up and speak for women and girls, raising their voices to the voiceless concerning their rights and gender equality to them. This achieved by promoting the rule of law, ensuring equal access to justice, reducing corruption and violence, because most people, women and girls are suffering in the society, even concerning the corruption, because they can, example, a woman or a young girl can be raped, but when he or she go to report it to the maybe police or any social welfare organization, the other part where the recruit is coming can corrupt the agent, can corrupt the institution for that woman or a girl not to get their right. So by this goal, we are intending to reduce corruption and violence and building accountable and transparent institution whereby these incidents of GBV, incidents of inequality, gender inequality are being seen and are being advocated and being reported. While the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals Number 10, specifically target reducing inequality. Sustainable Development Goals number 16 on inclusive institution, equal access to justice, and it represents decision-making in a critical castle for achieving all other SDGs, including reduce all forms of inequality, all forms of violence, and all forms of discrimination. Also, I want you to know how can we reduce inequality in the society. How SDG number 16 works to reduce inequality. First, we need to know that promoting the rule of law and justice, it may lead us to advocate for non-discriminatory laws and equal access to justice for all, ensuring that everyone is treated fairly, regardless their background. When we say regardless their background, regardless their gender, regardless their what is going in their life. Build inclusive institutions to push for responsive, inclusive, representative decision-making at all levels, giving all citizens a voice in how their country is run. Also, strengthening institutions and reduce corruption. It works to build effective and accountable and transparent institutions and sustainable reduce corruption and bribery, which disproportionately affect marginalized community. Another is ending violence and protecting rights. It's aimed to significantly reduce violence and related death rates and end abuse, exploitation, trafficking. When you talk about trafficking, it's a human trafficking. Most of the country, most of the African country, even Europe country, there's these human trafficking issues, especially for young girls and women, where are being trafficked to go to another country or to go to another city and sold them to become a prostitute and sold them to other peoples. And also concerning torture as well, and a torture especially for children. Most of people of society, especially here in Africa, Tanzania, in the rural urban area where we are receiving a lot of incidents concerning children tortures. Children are being punished by cutting their hand, by burning them, only because for a simple thing that they are done. A parent can take an action by burning children hands or even butts and legs. So those are torturing, those are discrimination, those are gender-based violence to children. Ensuring, another one is ensuring legal identity. By 2030, it's the SDG 16, it's aimed to provide legal identity for all, including birth registration, which is a fundamental step forward to equal participation in society and access to service. When people are being registered, it's a good way to tell us how many population do we have, how many women we have, how many children many young girls we have, how many young girls are going to school, and other who are not going to school. So also the last point is it's promoting public access to information. Public need to have information and to ensure public access to information, which is crucial for building fair, equitable society by holding government and the organization accountable. When the society have access to information, that means people can hold the government or the organization accountable when it comes to any instance concerning the GVB which are not reported. Thank you so much for listening. My presentation for today was very short and clear. Thank you so much for the listening, and I'm just welcoming questions and answers.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gladness, for that such insightful session. And everyone, you guys can ask question in the chat box, and you guys can raise your hand to ask it directly. So, Miss Gladness, there is a question which says, from your experience, what are the most common barrier women and girls face in achieving equal opportunities?
Sorry, Miss Maru, can you repeat the question? Sorry.
Yeah, I can repeat it. So it says, from your experience, what are the most common barrier the women and girls face in achieving equal opportunities?
What are the most what? Sorry.
A
Are the
common
question in the
barrier
chat
the
box?
women. So that was something else, and you will answer the chat box question after that. So that the question was that what are the common barrier the women face regarding the opportunity? Am I audible?
Okay. I didn't see the question because I didn't understand what you're saying.
You can answer
I
the
only
question in the chat box. You want me to repeat the question, or
the one
you can answer the question?
the one you speak, I only hear that concerning the gender equality. But this one, there's another question. What is your idea about the positive masculinity when it comes to gender equality? Is this the one?
Yeah, you can answer that one as well.
Okay. Okay, concerning the this question, what is the idea about the positive masculinity when it comes to gender equality? So here it's like when we advocate for the gender equality, not only we need to involve only girls alone, but we need to involve men as well, so that men can understand and know that gender equality is very important in the society. So when we do advocates, we need to involve men as well. We need to ensure that men also are being included or inclusive when it comes to advocate and bring awareness in the society. Because if we are advocating and bring awareness only to women and girls, the gender inequality will be the same. People are being can continue to face the gender inequality in the society, can continue to face GBV in the society if we are not involved men as well. I hope I answered the question correctly.
Yeah, thank you so much. Here's another question from Mr. Hamina. He says, what does gender equality mean to you personally, and why it's important for society? It is in the chat box.
Okay.
You can see it.
Yes, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen from time and I see. Yeah, I've seen it. So, for me personal, when I say gender equality, it means equal rights, equal rights to women and young girls, equal rights to opportunity, equal rights to access to education, equal rights to social relation, equal rights to cultural decision making. Uh, for me personal, gender equality is very important in the society, very important. If we promote gender equality in the society, if we empower women in the society, we empower the world community. Let me tell you something. Women in the society are the one who bring people together. I'm telling you, and I'm sure of that because I have experienced that. When we promote and when we empower women in society, the development and the achievement of the society can be in a level where people cannot imagine. So when we promote gender equality to the society, we promote the development of the world society. That is what I can say. Thank you, Mr. Jaime. I hope I answered the question to you.
Yeah, thank you so
Yes,
much.
Miss Gladys,
So
thank
there's
you so
another,
much.
Okay. I see another
So
question from
there,
Zuka. Should I go
yeah,
on?
yeah, go on.
Okay. What practice step can be taken to increase women representation in leadership and decision-making roles? Okay, first of all, the step we need to take first, you cannot like jump through the stage like women are supposed to stand by and present in the leadership. No. First, we need to create and build the confidence to these women. Because most of the women, their confidence are being demoted. Most of the women, they cannot stand and speak in front of men in many society. I can tell you the example, especially here in Tanzania, in Mara region or in Masai region. You cannot stand and speak in front of men. You need to ask permission to speak in front of men. You can imagine that woman who has to ask permission to speak in front of men. Can that woman be a leader? Without you creating confidence to them, without us as a women association organization creating confidence to them. We need first to create confidence to these women. We need to create their women womenhood confidentiality to these women and young girls so that we can empower them to stand for themselves. We can empower them to stand up for themselves and speak and join the leadership team in the decision and rule making. So we cannot like, you can do it. How did you suppose that woman can do it? How did you like give that woman the tick ready to do it? You need to give confidence that woman in order for that woman to stand up and speak for herself. Because most of the women, their confidence have been demoted. Their confidence have been stepped down only because they can't speak in front of men. Because women, they have been seen worthless in the society. So we need to change that worthless zone where women are being put on, to take them to that stage, to put them in another stage so that they can stand up for themselves and speak. We need to be the voice to the voiceless of these women. Thank you so much. So I hope I answered the question well.
Yeah, thank you so much for that point that you raised regarding the confidence. Like, it's a key point. Like, and the whole community outreach series is regarding to empower the women to like give value to their voice and like give confidence to them so that they can
Yeah.
speak in front of anyone. Yeah, that was such a
Mm,
good point that you made. And there is
yeah.
another question, Miss Chiamo
Yeah.
asked, what are the
Yeah.
most common myths about gender equality?
Okay. Okay. Let me answer that. Um, when I say what are the memes present the gender equalities, um, most of the, I can say most of the people in the society think that uh, gender equality is just favored women. It's not about favoring them. It's not about favoring women and young girls. So most of people in the society think that gender equality is about, yeah, it's about favoring women. We are not be favored, my dear. We are not be favored. We are being given our right. That is our right. Gender equality is our right. So most of the common is like they are think that gender equality is favoring women. That's why there is like this thing that in the society like you like men can bully you and say that you need 50-50 so then you can work as a man. You see, they're like gender equality for them is like they are favoring us, they are favoring women. No, we are not being favored. We are getting our right. That is our right. Gender equality is our right. It's not a favor. It's our right. It's a human right. So that's the memes which are being like trending around in the society like that. Like we are being favored. We're not being favored. Our gender equality is our right. It's not a favor. It's our right. Okay, thank you. I hope I answered the question well. Miss Yamo.
Yeah, you answered perfectly. And there's like other myths regarding the gender equality, like people that you mentioned that like people think
Mm,
that it's for the woman, right? It's
mm-hmm,
also for the man right as well. Like in some areas, like the student who are men,
mm,
but like the governments or the societies who are not giving them a voice to like to change the system. And like
mm,
it's a proven that when you give the
mm,
leadership to a younger one who know the
mm,
society and the modern terms, they can do
mm,
it better. So it's not just for the women, it's for like giving them the access for everyone, like the man and the
yeah,
woman, the girls, the boys,
e-
like giving them the
exactly.
tools to success in the community where they are lacking in some ways, like technology or education
Mm,
and everything. So it's not just limited to the girls and women's. So there's a lot of
yeah,
question, and let's
exactly.
move on to another question.
Okay.
Um,
Another
so
another
Ms.
question.
Zahra, yeah, go
Mm.
ahead.
Okay. Another question is from Zoa. What some common barriers faced by young women today, and how can advocates help remove them? I can mention three, but there's a lot. The common one are early marriage. That are the barrier for which affects young women today. Most of young women in the society are being forced to get married at their early stage, and they are being forced to get married to the older people. That it's like when you when you are a young girl, you need to get married. You cannot work. A woman cannot work. You need to get married and save your husband. That is the perception which they have in their mind. Most of people in the African society, they have that perception. Like you need to get your maybe you like when you reach 13 years old, in most of the society, like, oh, you're in an age where you are supposed to save your husband, where you're in an age that you are supposed to get married. So even in our, that's why we are advocating most in our marriage act, law of marriage act, that we are advocating to change some of the section in the marriage act that they allow a 15 years old to get married by the approval of their parents. We are advocating on that to remove that thing, that we are not, you can't put a regulation that allows a 15-year-old girl to get married on the approval of their husband, on the sorry, on the approval of their parents. So most of the parents, especially in urban area, parents can refuse because they're educated and all that. But in a rural area, on a grassroots levels, when they get like a cattle, cow, they can do it because they need those things. They need money. So a girl child in the rural area, in the grassroots level area, is like a commodity. We need to sell it to get money. So they can marry a young girl in order for them to sustain their lives. So especially in a rural area, when a parent or when a father have a lot of girls, he's rich. You know why he's rich? Because he can mail them to many men and get money. So those are the common barriers which many young women are facing it. Early marriage, which is very bad. And also, there's some also a barrier for women where they said they have no right to land. When I said no right to land, that women have no right to access to land, have no right to inherit land, to occupy a land, because only you are a woman. In many African societies, especially in the rural areas, in a different tribes, they have that perception like you're a woman, you cannot have access to land. You're a woman, you cannot own a land. How can you inherit a land? A land is for men. How can you inherit this property? It's for men. So we have that perception. We need to advocate. In order to advocate, in order to remove those barriers, we need to bring awareness. And how can we bring awareness? We need to talk to people. We need to conduct a certain meeting, certain conference with different people, grassroots level leaders, men and women, government agents. We need to talk to them. Local government authorities, we need to talk to them concerning these issues so that they can be ambassadors and speak to people in their society. And also, the thing which is disturbing, like no education to girls or women. That is very disturbing. It's like you can even go to some society and be asked, why? You are a girl. How come you're a lawyer? How come you're a lawyer? Why are you studying? Like a woman or a girl, you're not supposed to study. Who said that? It's like educating a girl, educating a woman is a wastage of money. That is what they think. So, but they don't know that educating a woman, educating a girl, you're educating the whole community. That's what I'm saying always, and I'll be saying it forever. Like when you're educating a woman, when you're educating a girl, you're educating the whole community. You can just click and check right now. Like most of women, most of girls are very educated and they're advocating and they are standing for themselves. So for those who are educated, for those who are studying, including ours, Women Ascension Organization, we need to stand up, we need to speak, we need to raise voice for the voiceless of these young women who are being not given education because only they are women and girls. We need to stand up for them. We need to do something. We need to advocate. We need to raise awareness to different levels of institution in order for them to get their rights. Thank you so much. I hope I reply well, Zohan.
That was such a strong words that you mentioned that educating a woman is mean educating the whole society or community. It's because women are the essential part of the culture and community. So if you don't educate the half part of the community, then it's mean then you have done nothing. That was such a strong words. So let's move toward the another question. There's like lot.
Okay. Okay. Uh, uh, the other question for Zahara is concerning if a girl gets a higher marks than a boy, should be still be told can't
Yeah,
do a
it's from
certain
Zara.
career?
She
Yeah, from
asked
Zahara.
that if a girl get a high marks than a
Mm,
boy,
mm.
should she still be told she can't do a certain career? Why? Wow, that's a
Okay.
fantastic question.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, so there's this tendency that I can give you an example. When you go to a interview, when you go to an interview, then you can be asked like, how are you going to do this? You have all the performance, you have all the good marks, you have everything, but there's interview is like you and other, maybe the girl and a man go to the same interview, and a man and the girl have the same marks, even the higher marks than a man, but still she can be asked like, can you do this work? I think men can do better than you, even though you have the higher mark than that man, but you can still be asking question or that. And you know why they're asking you that? That is inferiority complex, I can say it. They're scared. That is what I can say. They're scared because you cannot ask a woman who have a higher marks, then you can tell her that I think this career men can do better, but he knows you can do it. But it's a matter of like this work is for men. A woman cannot do it better. A man can do better. They have that inferiority complex in their mind. That is the inferiority complex they have in their mind. You see? So they have that certain thing. So those questions are still going on. They are still being asked on and on. Because I'll tell you something. I remember when I want to start law, when I was in university, I want to start law. A lot of people ask me, which like profession are going to study? I tell them that I'm going to study law. A law for a woman? No, how can a woman study law? You see that question? Like, how can you study law? You're a woman. How can you study law? Most of men are the one who study law. That is the inferiority complex they put in their mind. So those questions have been asked a lot, and a lot. So we need to organize ourselves. We need to put and illuminate these questions concerning women. They can do this. This is for men. Men can do better. We need to eliminate that. We need to stand up and eliminate that. Thank you so much, Zahar. I hope I answered the question well.
Thank you, Ms. Gladness. So there's another question. What do we do in case where we in turn are also victimized because of wanting to advocate for young girls in the rural area? Their laws enforcement is usually unreachable, such as the law authority present at the moment are the tribal chief who usually go along with the marriages of young girls. So that was the kind of same question, but she also emphasized that when someone want to advocate for them, they question that person.
Yeah, that's a very trick question, very trick one. So it's a tricky and it's a reality question because I've already experienced that. It's a reality question. So yeah, that's true that most of the time, or in many rare cases, we can be the victim because we only want to advocate for young girls in a rural area. Most of the rural areas, they have these norms and customs, ideology, beliefs, which you cannot, yani it's like it will take you years to change their mind concerning women issues, concerning early marriage, concerning gender inequality. So sometimes we can see ourselves in that situation, and most of the time the rural enforcement are not reachable. Maybe the rural enforcement are the tribal chief, who also support marriage of the young girls. So for this one, it's very hard, but we can, when we want to go in like advocating, when we want to go in like bring awareness, we need to have a backup of maybe like a district government authorities, because when we talk about local government authority, as you can see yourself, there's a tribe chief. You can meet a tribe chief who is a local government authority, but in order to go and advocate to the rural area, we need to advocate to the district level first, that we want to reach to the rural area where the district level is the high authority. That means we need to go there. We need to be with people who can speak to them and make them listen to us in order to avoid those circumstances, in order to avoid those violence and abuse where we want to advocate for these young girls, then we can force those abusing violence. So we need to have like a backup. We need to advocate these district level authorities where we can have 2 or 3 of them going with us, starting telling them, then we can chip in advocating and raise awareness. That is the only way we use. When I used to work with a women organization, Taula. I used to work with them. So when we go to advocating concerning women issues, we need to start to advocate on the district level first. We need to talk to the district level leaders, officers, government agents, then we can go to them and them approaching them, are their peoples. They're living in the same community, in the same society. You're coming from urban area, you want to chip in and talk to them. You need to talk to their leaders first, like a government district level people, though they'll be understanding, but you need to like advocating for them to understand so that it will be easy for you and them when we go to the rural areas to advocating those issues. Thank you so much. I hope I answered.
Yeah, you perfectly answered. But we have a lot of questions. Let's move to another one.
Yeah, we
Um,
have.
what are the biggest challenges women and girls face today in achieving equal opportunities?
Okay. The biggest challenge where women and girls face today in achieving equal opportunities, um, the biggest challenge is like being dependent. Most of the women, they are not economic empowered. In order to achieve equal opportunity, those women and young girls need to be economic empowered. Because if you are depending on men, you can't get the equal opportunity which men has. You need to empower these women and girls economically to be independent so that they can achieve and access equal opportunity. That's the biggest challenge is they are very dependent. So they have lack of economic. So even others, they have lack of access education. So most of them, you can meet them, they are not educated well. So it will be very difficult for them to achieve equal opportunity. It will be very difficult. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ms. Gladness. So we are running short of time. So what about if we pick one more question and then end the session?
Yes, yes.
So I want you to pick one
Oh,
and
okay.
answer it.
I'm scrolling to see the question, then I'll pick one.
I don't take a lot, so you need to pick one.
Okay. Okay. I'll pick this one. I think it's like what I was about to wrap up with. It says, how can young girls and boys be encouraged to become advocates in their own communities? Concerning this, first we need to involve girls and boys in a session where uh, gender equality is involved. The gender equality is not about advocating only for girls and women. We need to include boys as well. We need to make inclusive. Boys need to be included. Because if we including boys, they will know the importance of gender equality. They will know that women have the same rights as them. Women have the human rights as them. So we need to involve in discussion. We need to involve in awareness raising. Both women and girls and boys need to like be involved in different meetings, in different dialogues concerning gender equality. So by doing this, they'll become better advocates in their community concerning gender equality, concerning ending GBV, and eliminating poverty in the society. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And this also shows that it's not just one gender responsibility to bring equality and inclusivity in the society. It's the both genders' responsibility, the men and the women, the girls and the
Mm,
boys. So both need to work equally on ground level. So they were like
mm,
not pushing someone to do that thing, and it's like equal
mm,
rights for them and equally work together.
mm.
And I think we need to wrap up. So thank you, Ms.
Yeah.
Gladness, for sharing such a valuable knowledge
Okay, thank
and
you so
also
much.
empowering us.
Thank you everyone for listening to my presentation. I'll be glad to, yes, thank you so much for listening to the presentation. I'll be glad to prepare another presentation in a next coming session. And also I'll talk to Tahimin and Mahin. I want to prepare like a young men, young girls and boys session where I can educate and advocate to them concerning the issue of gender equality, concerning the issue of GBV issues. When I prepare those sessions, I'll share the link so that people can. I'll prepare like a cause awareness session for young girls and men. Yeah.
Yeah, that will also be an amazing. And I know that you were already in contact with Ms. Tahmina and Ms. Maheen. So
Yeah.
uh, yeah, but that will be very amazing session, and I'm going to join it again. So let's
Okay.
wrap up.
Okay.
Thank you so much once again, and I would like to thank you again that you have have the time for us to guide us and empower us. Thank you once again. And also thank you all the participants for your active engagement throughout the session and your that insightful questions. So we hope today's session has strengthened your understanding for gender equality, community-led advocacy, and the role of us we can play in creating a more inclusive and equitable world. So thank you once again for joining us from all around the world. So I would love to see you again in the upcoming session. So thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank
also
you a
we
lot.
have another thank you. And we have another session like in a few minutes, I guess. Ma'am Zoha will confirm it, but in the group chat. So you guys can leave this meeting and we have another session as well. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to Miss Gladness for giving us her time and her insights. And hopefully, we will have her again with the topic that she have proposed right now during the last minutes. I will surely discuss that with Hamina, and we will have another wonderful session like this one after some time. Thank you so much on behalf of Women Ascension to Ms. Gladness for being here, and thanks to all of the participants. I hope that you all learned something, and I hope that you will continue this spirit in your own communities.
Thank you so much. Thank you a lot.